We are just hours away from Governor Kelly's State of the State address, and tonight I got a sneak peek at her top priorities this year and a look at the discussions ahead.
What's your first bill to be introduced at the start of the session?
Oh, I would imagine that it'll be Medicaid expansion.
Governor Kelly is making another push for filling the health care gap in 2025.
I've got my 7th proposal ready to go.
It's an issue that Republicans tabled last year, with a panel of lawmakers voting down her bill.
I mean, the governor's going to push for it. Guarantee you she will. I expect her to, and she expects me to push back and say no.
Kansas is one of just a few states holding out on expanding access to health care. The governor's office says it would help about 150,000 more people in the state get care. But Republican leaders might be open to some of the other items on her agenda.
We want to continue to focus on economic development. We have historic record numbers of dollars coming in and jobs coming into the state. We want to continue to build on that because that has allowed us to do everything else that we've wanted to do, which is to fully fund our schools, fully fund our transportation program, expand broadband.
And she's hoping to feel out how some new lawmakers are feeling on some of the top issues on her list. Now, with an expanded Republican supermajority in the House and Senate, keep in mind the split is 88 Republicans, 37 Democrats in the House, and 31 Republicans, 9 Democrats in the Senate. So Republicans have even more power to hold the line this year. Fox 43 News anchor Brian Calfano joins us now in studio. And Brian, what are you hearing from lawmakers ahead of the governor's speech?
Well, good evening, Rebecca. And with the start of the legislative session, questions remain over just how likely Republicans and Democrats are to work together on key issues. Thus far, both Republican Senate President Ty Masterson and House Minority Leader Brandon Woodard are striking conciliatory tones.
I feel like for the last 4 years in my first tenure as president, we didn't agree on a whole lot, but we had a very positive relationship both with the governor and with my minority leader. We're trying to restore the art of having difficult conversations.
So for the 6 years that I've been here, we have been in the superminority, and yet that has not stopped us from working across the aisle. I think in the last 2 years, about 85% of our votes on the House floor were nearly unanimous.
But it's the other 15% of votes that could cause division between the parties. Medicaid expansion, property tax relief, and gender-affirming care remain flashpoints of difference between the parties. How much both sides are willing to compromise on these issues remains to be seen. Working for you, Brian Calfano, 27 News.
All right, Brian, thank you so much.